Hold up, hold up. Yeah. Hold up, hey. Woman.
What's your name? What? What is your name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony! What's your name? Ezekiel! Fuck you, Ezekiel! Fuck you! Fuck you!
No, hold on. Let me finish my point, you jerk.
You don't call your dad a jerk.
Well, you're being a jerk.
We just had one of our guests on, Jason Fry, talking about the Celtics are going to win their 19th championship. So what have you got to say about that?
Who this Jason Fry character is, he was talking about doing hard shit. Well, his prediction is bullshit. Okay. All right.
I have a feel we're about to be joined by Sir George. He normally comes out of the black hole. Oh, there he is. Sir George. He is back.
Hey, what's up?
Well, I just want to say, are...
Hey, Jerry. Hey, Jerry. I just saw Jerry joke. Hey, Jerry. You said, well, this ain't your number one. Your number one, Jerry. Number one.
Oh, my God. We're moving on. We've killed the Cowboys. Matter of fact, get out. I'm tired of talking to you. Give me freaking JJ. Bring JJ on the show. Holy crap. Let's hear his opinion about this damn trade and why they made this decision. I think you're trying to cover your own ass right now and just not admit you were wrong.
In the country.
I think you're just trying to cover your ass right now. And
you know what? I got a big ass, so
that's a lot of
cover. A lot of cover. It take a blanket, damn it.
More like a drape.
Did you just pull a drape? Is that so I can open it up when I need to go?
Hey, you're getting too deep into this. Rivalries make sports great, but they got to be on the same level. And I'm sorry, Angel Reese ain't on the level of Caitlin Clark. Like, it's not Magic Bird.
If you don't want to commit to it, take your ass and be a PE all-star.
First off, you need to get your facts effing straight.
How do you like me now? What? You're the coach. Shut up, dude. All you haters, shut the hell up. Just shut the hell up. Whoa. I won 5 Super Bowls, damn it. How dare you call the Cowboys a shit team? Watch the Cowboys. It'll be fun, they said. Bloody fucking hell, it was no fun.
It was like riding a train around one of the Kardashians' asses, and you just disappear into this abyss of ice. Somehow he talked about buttholes that made me hungry for a PBJ sandwich. It's 35-7, and it's only 7 because you just scored. Shut up.
Are you telling me coaches like Coach Popovich does plays in spaghetti noodles?
The thing about Coach Popovich is he actually liked to use popcorn with super glue.
Popcorn with super glue?
Yeah, he would put super glue little magnets on the bottom, and then he would arrange them on the board, and he would like color them different colors, and that would signify the opponents. And yeah.
Are those the players?
I don't want to give away any industry secrets on that particular thing, but yeah, I'm just gonna say you gotta. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm saying no more.
And they're playing with sticks, and they're playing with a little puck all the time.
Expert analysis right there. They play with sticks and pucks.
Trying to grow the game, man. Global game.
These people, they don't give a damn.
Well, I don't really know, but it drives me nuts. You're almost going to laugh. I can see it. Almost fixing to lose it. It drives me nuts.
Oh, man.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is
What up?
What up? Self-proclaimed greatest duo in the history of sports podcasting. The father and son gonna go at it tonight. It is On Time Sports Talk. I am Casey, the remix schedule, the man below me, because he's come up short all his life. Eddie, the original schedule. Say hello to the masses of people watching us.
Well, the only reason you're taller is because you had good genes. Oh, wait. I better be careful saying that. That might be a racist statement.
Don't get us
because you had
canceled.
good genes.
It's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen, I swear. Oh, man. I thought it was actually good wordplay. Solid by American Eagle. But, you know, I'm if they're watching, I've been recruiting, been messaging, been pitching, been advertising ground roots. People on TikTok. I got on the Cowboys fans algorithm somehow because I am a Cowboys fan. It's should be like that. But I'm hoping they're watching. And I hope they come on. Feel free to comment. Whoever is controlling Tired Sports Network right now, what up back? Right there. By the way, if you were watching that intro for the first time and you're not familiar with the show, the popcorn and spaghetti noodles, that was Coach J Kidd. So in case y'all were wondering who that's supposed to be, that is Coach J Kidd. So we will not have J Kidd here tonight, but we will have JJ. Jerry Jones will be in the house talking Cowboys. Why hasn't he made the deal with Micah? And Manager B. Bochy, Major League Baseball trade deadline. We're going to get into that. A lot of major moves made today. What does the Rangers moves mean for them? They aren't as hot as they were last week. They did drop. What did you say?
Nothing. It means nothing. Astros all the way.
Yeah, we're going to talk about what they did. They apparently can't develop a shortstop, so they went out and got an old retread. So about time you updated
An old
your
retread.
logo. Good job. You finally updated your logo. But so we got deadline. We got sports chaos going on. Heard there's a lot of open jobs that these major networks could hire us for now. The WNBA, Sophie Cunningham at it again. America's sweetheart, according to the old man. And some weird objects on the court. And then we got NFL. Got some breaking news coming from I almost said it. It's the Commanders. I almost said Redskins. And then we got the Hall of Fame game going on right now. We will not update you on that because that is sad and pathetic football, but we are going to talk about it. And then we're going to have Cowboys and JJ, Dak, Micah, all of that. So stay tuned. But if you're new to the program, we always start the show with the world's worst joke teller, the old man. He hasn't got me to laugh yet, and we've been doing this a year and a half. You got me to smile, and you almost got me on that last one if you're watching the intro. But go ahead, hit the people with your terrible attempt at comedy. Let's hear it.
You know, I realized something the other day.
Goody.
That if you're sitting on the toilet taking a crap at 11:59 p.m. and the clock strikes midnight, you know what that means?
Hit us.
Same shit, different day.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's hilarious. Same shit, different day.
And I'm sure you've done that before.
Yeah, I'm sure there's times been talking to dinosaurs too. You know,
we don't.
You guys know what talking to look. He laughed.
No, I didn't laugh.
You know what talking to dinosaurs? Talking to dinosaurs is when you've had a little bit too much to drink, and it's
and the people know what it means.
Dinosaurs.
Yes, thank you.
There you go,
Olivia. I'm trying to get to sports, and he keeps talking about his damn bowel movements and puking habits. Sheebies. This is what I deal with, folks.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're going to talk about something really
Weird.
That's later in the show. I already previewed it. Did you hear the rundown? Holy shit. Oh, man.
I
Oh, yeah.
said
We
you're
have
going
our
to be
whiskey of the
talking
week.
about it.
All right. Major League Baseball trade deadline happened today. Ended at 6 Eastern, 5 Central.
How about those Padres?
I love the comments. Oh, well played, Olivia.
That is my lovely mother-in-law, for y'all that don't know.
Yes, that
She is spicy and fun.
she is the
So,
reason we
I'm
do the
glad
joke.
she's in here commenting.
Hold on, pause the show. She's the reason we do the joke to start off the show, by the way. Like, when we first started this, we were asking people for feedback, right? And she was like, y'all gotta make it funnier.
Since I don't want to get in trouble, but today is my lovely wife's birthday. She
It
is 29 again.
I thought it was 21.
So,
but,
yeah. So, so happy birthday to the wonderful Angelina.
Yes,
my wife.
Happy birthday, Angie. I honestly didn't know if you're going to be on, so I can't believe you didn't take your lovely wife out for dinner or something like that. So
she believes this show is just too important.
Yeah, I'm sure that was it.
She supports me in that.
All right. Well, let's start with your Astros. Okay, Major League Baseball. They, like I said, they can't obviously develop a shortstop. So they went out and traded an old guy for an old guy. That Carlos Correa coming back to Houston. The Twins also added $33 million to help cover his contract because obviously the Astros didn't think he was worth paying him that when he originally became a free agent. And so he's back in Houston. You're the Astro fan. Positive, negative? What do you think of the move?
Well, he was a fan favorite for many years. And if I recall correctly, he's the one that did his proposal during their World Series win. So he was a fan favorite, and he's all around good guy. I know him and El Duve were good friends. I think that's a good move. He was always good, and I think when he left, a lot of people were surprised because he was such a fan favorite here in Houston. So I think it's a good move. I think they need to do something in the infield. I don't agree with the move to move Altuve out to the outfield, even though he's doing, he plays well where he's at. But still, I think he shored that infield up. But we'll see. I mean, obviously they're doing well, so I can sit here and say I disagree, but with anything they're doing, but the proof is in the pudding. They're leading the division and they're doing well. So no, I think it's a really good thing him coming back. I think he, like I said, he was a fan favorite, and that's a great thing for the fans here in Houston. They really like the guy. So.
Oh, goody. They can go have dinner and sing Kumbaya. It's all about production. All right. He's older. They got rid of him because they had Carlos Pena, who was the World Series MVP the year after he left. He's not worth the money, hence why the Twins are willing to get rid of him and pay you to take him. All right. This year, he has 31 RBIs.
So why is that a bad deal?
It's a bad deal because he's washed. All right. He's got 7 homers on the year. He's batting .267, 40 runs, 31 RBIs. He's not even going to have like 80 RBIs and he's going to be playing all year. I mean,
the Twins are terrible.
He should have been. The team may be terrible, but if he's not, he'll still get his numbers. Like that. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not referencing wins and losses.
We'll see.
I'm looking at his numbers.
I'm all behind you, sir. I am all behind you, Mr. Guerrero.
Well, I'm sipping on my haterade, like my shirt says, as well as a little, well, you know.
Yeah, well, welcome back, Carlos. We love you. Glad you're back. And put this kid to shame talking bad about you.
All right. We're going to save. And also, the reason I think this is a little bit of a desperate move is because the Astros are in a little bit of a free fall. Their lead is down to, I think, 4 or 5 games when it was double digits. The Rangers are coming. The Seattle made a huge move getting Suarez, which is where I want to go to next because a lot of moves within this division. Suarez, he hits dingers. That's what he does. I know he was about to. His trade value might have went down when he got hit in the finger at bat the other night. It turned out negative. Seattle makes a big move. That's a huge move for them. You pair him with Julio Rodriguez up there, and Seattle's trying to stop their free fall. So Houston makes this move. Seattle made their move. And before we get to the other team in the division, because we're going to bring on B. Bochy for that segment, you mentioned the Padres. What did the Padres get?
Yes, the Padres. They got all-star closer. They got Mason Miller and JP Sears. They got them both from the Athletics. They also added a little bit of depth on their offense with O'Hearn and Laureano from the Orioles. And they also acquired a catcher because they were kind of short at that, or they needed depth at that position with old Freddie Furman from the Royals. So they're pretty aggressive. That's 5 players, 3 different teams. So good on them. That's my other team, obviously, over there in the National League. I'm really rooting for them to catch the Dodgers. They're 3 games behind them, but the Padres are the one with the momentum right now. Everybody else in that division, from the Giants down to the Rockies, the terrible Rockies, are not doing so well. But the Padres are right now 6-4 in their last 10, so they're making some moves. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, 5 guys in one on the day of a trade day, the week of the trade deadline. That is aggressive, and that says we're not giving up. We're going for it. I don't dislike it. I like the Padres as well. You took me to many Padre games growing up, so I kind of secretly root for them. I think 2 of the biggest trades happened with pitchers, though. The Blue Jays get Shane Bieber from the Guardians, a la the Indians. Shane Bieber is nothing to be played with. I think he's got another year on his deal. Then he'll be a free agent. All right. Actually, he might be a free agent after this year. So it might be a short-term rental for the Blue Jays. But he's an ace pitcher, and that dude can hurl the ball. He's not going to kill you with overwhelming speed. He's got a little more speed than like a Greg Maddux, but he's a little more of a tactician when it comes to throwing the ball. So I like that move by the Blue Jays. The other one is Merrill Kelly to the Rangers. All right, so we're back to the American League West. They already have the best ERA in the league by far. Evaldi just pitched his ass off last night, got him off the 2 or 3 game losing streak after they won, 12 out of 16 is what they needed. So you get Merrill Kelly, you have 3 guys that can be ace pitchers. That is scary if you're the rest of the league. And they know they got to win games to get in, and they got to have pitching to keep them in games. We've talked on the show a little bit about their offense starting to come to life. Well, sometimes it still doesn't, and you need that starter to get you farther in the game to give you a little bit of a chance to score. So with that being said, let's talk to B. Bochy about their getting back in the race and about this move for Merrill Kelly.
Well, all right. Well, I'm going to go to the big picture here until B-Boat shows up. We haven't had B-Boat on in a little while. But yeah, I can't necessarily disagree that it's a good move for the Rangers. I think the Rangers are, if you look at the American League West, they are the hottest team right now. They've won 7 out of their last 10. Whereas, just like he was pointing out, our Astros are at the 500 mark in their last 10. Mariners are creeping up, but they had to make some moves just because they've been on a downhill slide. And right now, with the Mariners, Rangers, and Angels, the Angels kind of dropped out a little bit. Rangers kind of helped out with that some, but all of those teams are in the 50s, around the mid 50s. When you have the Astros at 62 wins, 47 losses. So we shall see how this goes. Oh, there he is. We were just talking about, welcome there, Bochy. We were just talking about your Rangers, and you know that I'm still a Padres fan. Back when you really became a family, back when you were the manager for the Padres, back with old King Caminiti and Tony Gwynn, God rest their souls. But so how are you?
Well, I'll be honest. I'm doing pretty well until you mentioned the San Diego Padres and half my team is dead and I'm still living. But I will say, before I came on, I just got done skinning a raccoon to make some slippers for my grandchildren.
You just skinned a raccoon.
Yeah, I mean, the man's man. He works with his hands. I mean, before that, I built a 40 by 40 barn in about 3.5 hours with a nail gun.
Well, okay, it's hard to follow skinning a raccoon. I'm just that's
Well,
very
the kids
very
needed birthday.
interesting. How do you even you shot the raccoon?
Now, don't worry about that. I mean, it's very similar to how I deer hunt, and the people on your show know I deer hunt with my bare hands. So,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right. You strangle deers with your bare
yeah,
hands.
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
believe you're fast enough to catch. So, just before we get into the team, so how do you get close enough to a deer to strangle it?
Well, you got to be like a ninja. It's like that new Assassin's Creed game, Shadows. You wait in the shadows and you creep up and you do some parkour and some flips and stay high in the trees, and you don't want to be down there because they can smell you, and then you pounce, and you see how quick I was there. I pounce, and I think I just threw my back out, but I normally stretch about 47 minutes before I do that. And but do you have some damn
47.
baseball questions, you son of a bitch, or what?
Okay, so wow, that was rude and uncalled for.
You're wasting my damn time. I got 47 more slippers to make. You know how many damn grandkids I got?
No, I don't. And don't really care. But all right, so the Rangers, you guys are 7-3 in your last 10, but you also made some moves during the trade. So how do you feel about how your play has been and what your chances are and the moves you made?
Well, I've been saying this all year. Every show I go on, baseball is a simple game. You throw the ball, you hit the ball, and you catch the ball. And when you do those things at a high level, you win games. And the problem is we ain't been hitting the goddamn ball. That's been a source of frustration. We've been historically bad when it comes to hitting the dang baseball. It's simple. They throw it at you, you swing your piece of wood, and you hit the ball. It's not that hard. Oh, shit, anyone can do it. I mean, I'm out here catching raccoons with my bare hands, and you can't hit a damn 88 mile an hour curveball. I mean, it's bull honky. But I'm feeling pretty good. Our offense has turned around. I love Siegs, Corey Seager. Siegs is reminding everyone why we pay him way too much money. And I didn't say that. I apologize. He's worth every penny. You know who ain't worth that type of money is that Carlos Correa who just got traded to Houston. But feeling pretty good. We're turning around. We did drop 2 to the Angels, but those Angels have been kind of like a thorn in the hind parts of a horse. It's been painful playing them, and you just want to get rid of it. And luckily last night we shot the horse.
All right. Well, something just occurred to me. You must be very fast because you have a game starting at 8:40 tonight against the Mariners in Seattle. So how are you getting back there in time to prepare for a game that starts literally in just over an hour?
Are these really the questions you brought me here to ask?
Yes, because I think the fans are curious to know how their manager moves that fast halfway across the country.
I don't care what you think you're entitled to. I suggest you either pick up a weapon and stand the ball.
Man. You can't handle the truth. I want the truth.
The truth is,
get to Seattle from Houston or from wherever the hell you are right now.
The judge says I do not have to answer that question. Anyways, Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly, he's a hell of an arm. He can throw the ball pretty damn good on the pitcher's mound. And when you put him with DeGrom, when you put him with Eovaldi, that 3-headed monster is, I don't know what you do with it. I mean, it's like you're sitting in a circle getting bukkakied.
Okay, well,
by pitchers.
So you have a 4-game series. You got a 4-game series coming up against the Mariners, and you can kind of. That's a huge, huge series.
Yep.
If you guys, what are your chances in this? Because you could take over second place by doing some damage to the Mariners. But the Mariners, obviously, we talked about this. Mariners made a few moves to boost their offense by getting Suarez.
Well, listen, I mean, you can try to Suarez me all you want. It's not going to work. This is a big, very big series against Seattle. And by big, I mean, I really like coffee, and we're going to go to the original Starbucks.
So like a grande or a grande mocha game?
Well, I was going to say something inappropriate about, not having the right genes, but that wouldn't be good, for my baseball managerial career. Like I said, I have a lot of raccoon slippers, and I have to finish them before game time. So not only do I have to get back to Seattle, write the lineup card, which actually my pitching coach writes without me, but
okay. Well, I appreciate you sharing that information with us because I know the fans of the Rangers are very curious about that.
By the way, you know the real.
Will you be wearing?
Hold on.
So you're going to be flying back there, right?
You don't need to worry about how I get back to Seattle. But I just want to say,
are you going to be wearing
the real reason? Shut up. I'm older than you son of a biscuit. The real reason I come on this show is I love the whiskey of the week. Whatever whiskey your co-host picks, I go out and buy a bottle. I'm just saying, the whiskey of the week is great. All right, I got to get back to Seattle and write that fake lineup card. So I appreciate your time there, original. Okay, but I just want to ask you one question: are you mad, bro? Because that's what your co-host is saying right up there. You're mad, bro. Bet you never thought you heard me say you're mad, bro.
Well, there you have it. Bruce Bochy. And yeah, that was kind of Wondering how he's getting back there because literally that game starts in an hour and 10 minutes. I guess it's those raccoon shoes that are so fast that will get him here. I still don't buy the bullshit about strangling deers. I think there is something else involved. But there you go. All right. Well, that was very interesting. And like I said, I'm wondering how the logistics work on that of him getting back to Seattle in basically an hour and 10 minutes when it takes. But I mean,
Yeah.
he's literally got to be Superman.
Listen, I don't pretend to know the travel habits or packing habits of manager B. Boch. I don't
Well,
care
you're
about
just
it.
all full of a few good men lines tonight. I do not know the packing habits of William Santiago. Maybe he was an early riser.
You know,
But
if you would have just let me finish it, I had all that prepared. Like I was ready to finish the line, but because I was, you don't think I've seen it probably as many. It's on TV like every day. When you're unemployed, you watch old comfort movies. So
oh,
it is what it is.
yeah, I know.
So
I know the feeling, my
anyway,
friend.
cheers. I heard
Definitely
him give
know.
a shout out to my segment, the whiskey of the week. That would be at
Yeah,
the end of the show. End of the show.
I did not find that hard to believe with boats. So, but I do think it's about time for a commercial.
Is
As
it?
we are at the 7:30 mark. So,
All right.
so we're ready? Take a
Yeah,
break.
let's play this exuberantly long commercial.
Have you heard of the DISC communication tool? Yes, most people in business have. But there is a new tool out there that is tailored for leadership teams. It is called the DISC Work of Leaders and focuses on 3 main areas: vision, alignment, and execution. This amazing assessment is not just a game changer. It is a business strategy necessity if you want to create sustainability. Let's be honest, a lot of executives spend many hours in HR dealing with people issues, and that happens because of reactive leadership. If you are sitting in HR trying to figure out what happened after the fact, then you are not able to concentrate on running your department or business, and it steals your time. Email us or call. It's free to talk about it and learn how to become proactive in your leadership. Big or small, we have a plan to build on your strengths and an action plan for your challenges. Join Eddie Schedule, our CEO and founder, for a quick video on what a report does for you. Head over to our website and scroll down to see this amazing video of the DISC Work of Leaders tool. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, I'd be
right.
really impressed if you had like an AI Sophie Cunningham. That would be like
An AI what?
Sophie Cunningham.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I wish I could.
That'd be impressive.
That
All right,
the first
before
lady
we go
signed a law
to
against that.
the NFL, the Merrill Kelly trade to the Rangers is massively important. It is a rental unless they re-sign him for a small amount next year. I will say, you know, he's 9-6 on the year. The Diamondbacks haven't been good this year with a 3.22 ERA, and since the start of June, it's been 2.56. So, you know, they give up 2 left-handed pitchers, or a left-handed pitcher and a right-handed pitcher, prospects, Cole Drake and Mitch Bratt. So not a ton there. Giving up to get a rental to try to make a push toward the playoffs. I think it's a really great move. And, you know, now the 4 guys, because I talked about Leiter last week, you got DeGrom, Evaldi, Kelly, and Jack Leiter now. That's some scary stuff to go through as an opposing lineup. So pretty damn good on their part. Happy as a Rangers fan, and we'll see if they can make this push. But you look like you were watching some Hall of Fame NFL game. The only thing notable that I got from that game before it started was that Trey Lance is a Charger. And he started the Hall of Fame game. So Is there anything
Yeah, and
exciting?
the Chargers are up 7-0. So I turned it on after that had already happened. So I don't know if it was Trey Lance who drove them down the field or not, to be honest with you. But I'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, so a Hall of Fame game. Before we get into some stories from the NFL, like the game itself is not good. You know, you're playing the third, fourth, fifth guys on your roster, but the pageantry before it is awesome. Obviously, you have the NFL Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. I've been multiple times. I took you there when I was stationed up there, and it really is an experience that you should do. I saw like 2.5 minutes of the Pat McAfee show today, and he was talking about like all the artifacts they have and those type of things, and you know they truly you know have the history of the game, and the Hall of Fame is really cool. Do you remember like our trip in there vividly at all? Like, what was your impression of just the NFL Hall of Fame?
Well, it's really neat seeing a lot of the history. Obviously, I grew up around a lot of these folks. Walter Payton, uh, the end of Jim Brown's career, the Pittsburgh Steelers when they were unfortunately beating our Cowboys. Um, it was pretty cool. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I still remember seeing Refrigerator Perry's ring, how big that was. They have his Super Bowl ring in there, and it's like this huge,
Yeah.
huge. I'm telling you. But the it's a really cool place when you love football because you can see everybody. I mean, from seeing Landry's bust in there, Staubach's bust, um, all the Cowboys, future or old heroes of mine, and then going back to the days of the 70s of all the football teams back during that time, back when there weren't these, you know,
Okay.
flag football rules, as I call them. Those were tough players. So, what?
Yeah, let's that you put me in the audience to sleep on that. Let's move forward on it. But holy crap, what are you doing over there? Giving an entire
I put
monologue.
them to sleep. You put them to sleep.
No, I just asked the question. You've been going since the commercial ended. Holy crap, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's a talk show. You have to talk.
Yeah, you
don't have
there's two of us. Let's have a dialogue. You know, holy crap, man.
Holy crap, man. I can't believe you was talking that long.
There's my lovely
Oh, man,
father.
you need to shut up.
There
Shut
it
up,
is.
shutting up, rabbit.
I didn't tell you to shut up. I just said let's move it along because you're moving at
Let's move it on.
snail's pace. Like you're not moving at Bruce Bochy pace. Right
You're
now.
still talking a bunch of bullcrap. Get to the point.
I was just talking shit about you. The Hall of Fame game, I think it's good for the city of Canton. I think the actual game is terrible. The enshrinement ceremony is pretty cool. If you go to see someone you were a fan of, the year I went was Dion and Emmitt Smith. So that was obviously really cool for me. By the way, hold on.
Speaking of Dion,
we'll get to that. I know it's not.
Okay.
Is the what used to be the worst statue or bust in professional sports was Deion Sanders' Hall of Fame bust because that thing looked awful. It looked a lot like the Happy Gilmore 2 bust of Happy Gilmore, if you've seen it yet. That thing is hilarious. Now Dwayne Wade has the worst statue of all time. But, you know, the game is solid. The pageantry is there. But yeah, Deion Sanders, obviously Colorado came out the news this week of he had bladder cancer. They removed his bladder. He will be on the sidelines. I thought Deion had been a little quiet for a little while, so that kind of explains that. But glad he's healthy. I'm glad he's good to go, and you know, hopefully he continues on the up and up.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty tough, having your bladder removed. So hopefully he gets, we wish him well. Unfortunately, Deion's had a lot of issues when it comes to health, and he's obviously lost a few of his toes due to issues. He's just, it's unfortunate. Some people just seem to have all these things happen to them. So hopefully 21 gets on past this stuff.
Yeah, and another, that's obviously a scare with death. We did lose Hulk Hogan this past week, an American icon. So, prayers out to his family and whatever your opinions on the Hulkster is. Actually, did that happen before last week's show? Did we talk about? I think
we talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it. And then you're saying in threes. It actually was three because it was. I can't remember the kid's name from. Or I call him a kid from the Cosby Show.
Yeah,
he passed away along with Ozzy.
All right, we're in Strugglesville right now. NFL. You had some sort of breaking news from the Washington Commanders. What is going on in old DC? One of these days we'll have old Dan Quinn on the show, but what's going on up there?
Well, literally right before we came on, literally just a couple of hours ago, that this was reported by, we'll give him credit, Adam Schefter of ESPN Network, that Terry McLaurin has requested a trade. He has not got the contract he wants, so now he wants out of Washington. He wants them to trade him. So we're going to have to see what happens there. That's the breaking news. Literally in the last few hours, that just came out.
Shocking. A diva wide receiver wants to be traded. Oh man. Yeah, I'm on Washington's side on this, to be honest. Like we talked about Micah's holding. I agree with Micah on that side of it. I agree with Washington's side of it. I don't think he is worth $30 million a year. I don't know what he's seeking. I haven't really, I probably should have kept up a little better tabs on it, on the situation up there, being it's in the NFC East. But man, you don't give him the money that he thinks he wants. He's had a good career, but I believe he's turning 30, or he is 30. And, you don't give $30 million a year to a guy who in 2 or 3 years is probably going to be past his prime. And then you're on the hook for a lot of that money, depending on how you structure the deal. So
the question is, where's he going to go? Who's going to trade for him?
I don't think they're going to trade him. I think they're just going to have him sit. Like it's a dangerous game you play in the NFL with this stuff. You know what I mean? If you give in to these trade demands, then you look like the organization that'll obviously give in, and if a player doesn't get his way, they whine and groan and pout, and then you get rid of them. So, he doesn't have the TO thing where he was a bad teammate and they wanted him out of the locker room. He doesn't have that. They just don't see his worth as a number one wide receiver, and I tend to agree with him. I don't think he's a number 3 like JJ tried to say. But he's definitely not CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson type money. He's not that. So, all right.
I think, how about Trey Hendrickson for Cincinnati? Ended his holdout.
Yep, he went back to camp. I have a feeling.
But he didn't actually practice.
Yeah, he's I believe he's holding in like Micah is. So
Yeah.
he's not going to practice. He'll go through maybe some walkthroughs, be in the meetings, stuff like that, be around the guys, get some goodwill, stop getting fined daily, and yeah, he'll move on. So ultimately, the Cowboys have their own issues, and we would like to talk to the man, or at least I would like to talk to the man who won't do the damn deal. So Jerry Jones, Mr. Jones, is going to be in studio here shortly. Yeah, I don't understand the issue with this and not getting the deal done. And I saw Stephen Jones, I think it was on 105.3, The Fan, basically call BS on a lot of the reporting on the deal, that there wasn't almost a deal done, and there was, and basically calling Adam Schefter a liar. Interesting. I don't understand why they wait on these deals. Dak, Zeke, CeeDee Lamb, now Micah. You got a young pass rusher that is an absolute game record. You should ultimately try to lock that up. You should ultimately want to take care of him. And you would have saved yourselves about $6 to $7 million a year if you would have did it in March when Max Crosby got done. And you had those type of situations. So, all right. I think he is back. So, good old JJ.
I'm having a bad hair day. Sorry, y'all. I'm having a bad hair day. Just
JJ, welcome back to the program. It has been a minute.
Well, let me tell you something. We got the Cowboys in training camp, and we are looking good. We are looking real good.
Looking good. Who's looking good for you? It's not Micah.
It's hard. What?
I said, who's looking good out there in camp? It's not Micah because he's not practicing.
Here's let me just address a misconception. Okay, this is a misconception. Kind of like when a lady has a baby she wasn't expecting. It's a misconception. Is that, or maybe that's not what that is, but
not accurate.
Or that's a C-section. I'm sorry, that's a C-section, not a misconception. But it could be a misconception. But hang on. Let me. Okay. I never go anywhere without my crystal ball. So here's the thing. Me and Micah are like this. Okay. Micah is on the football field. He is out there participating. And
kind of,
we are working on a deal that's going to make Micah one of the best paid players in the league. And I'm not going to use the phrase I used last year because I know you people don't like hearing it. But the bottom line is our Cowboys are the best Cowboys I've seen since the 90s.
Really?
And yes. And I'm just telling you that we have players this year that are going to surprise you. We got Dak back. The Dak attack is back. But I'm going to tell you,
one of the ones looking good in practice?
Do what?
Is Dak one of the ones you said is looking good in practice?
He is definitely looking good. Dak is back. And then the other one, like I said, we going out and we picking some good people, and we did. We Pickens. And Pickens is picking the ball out the air like a Superman flying through the air with a big giant number 3. He reminds me a little bit of old Dale Earnhardt, who used to wear 3. He's going to be an intimidator on that football field. He is going to be an intimidator. not an impersonator, an intimidator on the football field. And he is kicking the ball. Like his name matches what he does. George, I'm going up and kicking that ball out there. And then him and CD are just like that. Just like that. Pickens and CD. You're going to hear that all year long.
So I have
and all you haters are going to be proved wrong. Because let me just look in my crystal ball right here.
While you're looking in your crystal ball, I want to ask you another question.
Bowl. I see Super Bowl.
JJ. Stephen Jones had an interview with 105.3 The Fan.
Wait, who's Stephen Jones?
Yes.
Who's Stephen?
Yes, you're Stephen Jones.
You mean my son?
Yes. You yell at him.
Stephen, you had an interview without me? I done told you many times. You don't go on the media without Daddy. You take Daddy on the media train. I am the media train. Okay, you don't be doing interviews on. I'll talk to him later.
Well, so what he said is you guys don't have a habit of pushing deals back. Well, recent history tells us that's not true. The Dak Prescott deal, the CeeDee Lamb deal last year, the Ezekiel Elliott deal, and now the Micah deal. Why wait this long to sign Micah Parsons?
Well, that's a good question, and it's a question you should be asking Micah, because I got money, and we are ready to spend that. What? No, Stephen, I got this. We have money to spend, and we are going to spend it on Micah. But Micah has also got to come to the table. You know, when you make the groceries or you make the food and you put it on the plate, someone got to come to the dinner table to eat that food, or that food goes bad. And that's my analogy right now. The food is there and it's good, but ain't nobody coming to the table to eat that food.
Well, I think the problem is Micah expects filet mignon or a Perry Steakhouse, and you're trying to give them, something mid, essentially, as the kids would say. You're trying to give them a steak from Texas Roadhouse instead of from Perry's. It's just not the same level. So, and I think there's some things in y'all's deal you're not agreeing on. Money aside, I heard y'all had a deal on the table, and then Micah said, you need to talk to my agent. You talk to the agent, the deal was off.
Look, you make this too damn complicated, okay? We made the dinner, and the dinner's ready. It's just that Micah needs to come eat.
He doesn't like what you cook.
Zeke used to eat, right? Zeke used to eat. And we need Micah to come in and eat. Because if he don't eat, he gonna starve. I mean, that's just human nature. I don't understand why everybody seems to think that that's an issue, but he, everybody, the fans are yelling, pay Micah, pay Micah, pay Micah. Well, that's like yelling at your steak on the table. It's right.
Well, you didn't put steak on the table. You're trying to feed them a shit sandwich and say it's good.
You need to watch your tone there. We don't feed anybody a shit sandwich.
That's basically what you're feeding.
Now I heard the joke. I heard the joke. The same shit, different day. That's some bullshit. But here's the thing. Well, maybe not bullshit, but here's the thing. We are going to win the Super Bowl this year,
bro,
and Micah is part of that. And if you don't believe that,
this year he is. We're worried about the next 5 years with Micah. And that's what you need to be worried about. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you time for you, Steven, and Jerry Jr. in his coloring books to go figure this out. Okay? So I appreciate you coming on the show.
Books. There's nothing wrong with coloring books. You don't like coloring books?
You should probably learn how
I
the
get
cap
the
works
big old box
instead
with
of
all the
coloring.
colors in it.
Yeah, you
But
should learn
I'm
how
gonna tell you,
No,
I'm
no,
telling you,
no.
Super Bowl, Super
Alright.
Bowl. I can see it just like
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're done.
I can see it.
He's still
All
going.
right.
He's still going. He's no. Up. He's still there. Up. Now he's leaving. Oh, good lord. Always love JJ. Always love JJ. It's always interesting. Him, B Boch. Always interesting conversation. All right. We only got a couple left. We got sports chaos going on. People getting fired left and right. We got some interesting things happening in the WNBA. But before we get to that, the old man wanted to talk about Milton. Good old the backup quarterback for Dak Prescott. Could that be a storyline coming here soon?
Absolutely, it is.
So
Had to stop Jerry from taking my dinner.
yeah,
Absolutely, it's a story. Milton, to me, is showing something. But before we get to that, I do want to show a video. I'm gonna make sure that the sound doesn't play because this is something we need to. I want to get your thoughts on this before we talk about Milton. So let me just share this thing. Yeah. Share screen.
Or you put a surprise transition in there, you should at least have it uploaded first.
Here we go. What did you think about this?
Talking about when he made him run?
Yes.
Good. Shut the F up. Quit punching your teammate. Listen, I'm gonna say this. I've always been a fan of there needs to be at least one fight. All right. The best basketball teams I've been a part of, there's at least one fight in practice. Okay. It happens. Now, it may not get to full fisticuffs, but it gets to the level where the coach has to step in. It was like the second or third fight in practice, essentially, when it comes to he put him on the line. Thank you. You know what? Shotty, you just might have made a fan out of me doing that. I got to be honest, because you said, no, we're not doing this bullshit. We're going to get our stuff right. I heard it said it like this. That's some Jimmy Johnson stuff right there. That's some old school stuff, and I like it. So, Shotty, I'm not a full believer yet, but you got my attention, Shotty.
Okay, so he does that, right? But then he does this. Let me I gotta stop that screen, gotta start another screen.
Good Lord.
He does this, and this is why tell me what the hell this is. Whack-a-mole? What is this?
I don't see Shotty
what the
doing
hell
that. That looks like assistant coach's bullshit.
They're playing whack-a-mole with the coaches.
Yeah, I don't see Shotty involved in that, and I'm not saying that now. The riding the Quidditch broomsticks was Shotty, but that is not Shotty. But yeah, hey, coaches are under a lot of stress. I can't say they're underpaid in the NFL by any means, but yeah. So that is interesting. That is kind of funny. You can't take life too serious. If you do, you end up being a grumpy old guy. So,
grumpy old man.
So you're mentioning Milton, Joe Milton, the backup quarterback. If Dak has a bad year, do we have if the Cowboys have a losing record going into week 8 and Dak's not playing well, do we have a quarterback controversy on our hands?
This my whole thing is that Milton is showing that he's got an arm, and that is one of the things that, to me,
that I've really noticed in camp. You take a look at this. He's reading the plays well. Obviously, it's camp, but he was doing this when they were in full pads. But he's finding the man, perfect throw. And I think that's Holden who he just threw that one to. So he is showing, and he's had a lot of good throws during this camp. And one of the other things that we're seeing from camp and Milton is I can't find that one you keep taking us back to. There it is. One of the things we're seeing from him is they're putting in some running plays for him. So
he's an athlete. I mean, I think their quarterback position is better than it was last year. Obviously, with Trey Lance and Cooper Rush. You know, I don't dislike it. I don't know if you have a quarterback controversy ever when you're paying a guy $60 million a year. So, unless he was just God's gift to football, I don't think he ever sees the field. But we also know Dak has not stayed completely healthy these last few years. So we'll see what happens with that. So I think you could feel decently confident if Dak does get hurt that the Cowboys have a legitimate fighting shot when it comes to.
And by the way, those just to cover our copyright, those clips were from John Machota, who's at camp and is one of the Cowboys reporters off of X. So want to make sure that he gets his credit so we don't get dinged on where that came from.
All right. Sports chaos going on. We're coming towards the end of the program. May fall a little short of our hour and a half, and that's okay because we have no time limit or time minimum. So I'll say this is Gilbert Arenas got arrested for an illegal gambling operation. I've always not liked Gilbert Arenas. Talent-wise, as a basketball player, he was phenomenal in the 2000s. You watch his podcast, I think he says some off-the-wall stuff to get and I don't think it's to get clicks. I think it's actually who he is. That whole format of that podcast, I'm not a big fan of. A lot of people are. They got names on it. I love Kenyon Martin on that podcast, though. But I've never liked Agent Zero, was his nickname, because zero teams took him in the first round. What are you doing? First you got suspended in your career by bringing guns in the locker room, which there's a whole documentary on that on Netflix, I do believe. And and then, you do this or you get involved in this illegal gambling ring and mansions, and it's idiotic, man. It's so frustrating that people, they get into these positions of, fortune, been blessed, and they piss it away. Versus, we over here just trying to get a certain number of people listening a night, so we can sell and get a small sponsor, and then you get people like this who are talented, who get certain places of life, and then they mess it up like this. It's sad to see. So Gilbert Arenas, dumb, stupid.
Absolutely. When he made, what was he making? He earned over $160 million during his career. His net worth is around 10 to 15 million. But yeah, what do they call him? Agent Zero or Hibachi. 3-time NBA All-Star. Now of course, let's just throw it out there. He's denied knowing anything about the illegal activities, saying that he rented out the house. But some of the evidence in this pretty much leads to him, according to the reports.
Yep. Dumb. Speaking of dumb, not only Agent Zero getting arrested, One of the most polarizing figures in sports entertainment was fired this week. Shannon Sharpe let go by ESPN amid and they knew this lawsuit when he left Fox, when he left FS1. So I thought it was interesting that this would be a cited reason why they let Shannon Sharpe go. I didn't see anything official come out from the court case. Did you?
He settled. According to the news, he settled the $50 million lawsuit in which his ex-girlfriend accused him of sexual assault. So he settled that.
So
that's the terms. The reason you haven't heard a lot is the terms are confidential.
Yeah, it's a non-disclosure agreement, more than likely.
Yeah.
So he settled.
I've never. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so he settles. He's not found guilty of a crime, civilly or criminally. And whatever you think of the guy, he wasn't found guilty of anything other than bad press. Is that firing warranted?
I think behind the scenes there was a lot going on here that we are not going to be privy to in the general public. I've never been a fan of Shannon Sharpe. I loved his brother. I'm glad his brother's going in the Hall of Fame. But I think Shannon Sharpe has always been somewhat of a loose cannon. And I've never really respected his character sometimes when he's too quick to jump to conclusions on things that happen out there in the sports world. And I think we saw that many times when he was with Skip Bayless, who I can't stand either. I think Skip Bayless stopped being a Cowboy fan, please.
I was about to add, that's what their show was based on, is jumping to assumptions in sports. And that's why I asked the question here, is was it justified or was it not? You're right. There's things behind the scenes we will never know because we're not in the inner workings of ESPN. But they also fired another one I saw today. Kendrick Perkins got the axe. Now, you want to talk about a dude that I don't like. It's Kendrick Perkins. Him and Ryan Clark. I can't stand those two individuals. You said I don't like watching Get Up. You mentioned you like watching Get Up. I don't like Get Up because Ryan Clark's on there all the time. I can't stand Ryan Clark. Him and Kendrick Perkins are both, to me, individuals that try to play some cards they shouldn't play all the time. So looking for things that aren't always there when it comes to race is what I'm saying. And Kendrick Perkins, I don't ever wish a man to be fired, but I'm not shedding a tear over Kendrick Perkins not being at ESPN anymore.
Well, and my whole thing is that we try to remain objective as possible. And one of the things that I know you do, and I like to do, you wait till the ashes settle to find out what the real story is. And sometimes when something is fresh, a lot of and this is what I talk about. America is a superficial society now. So everybody jumps to a conclusion based on what they see, whether they see things out of context all the time. And some of that's on purpose, some of it's not on purpose, but you have, I think, the sports world, I hope, is turning back to concentrating on sports. Because over the last few years, I think ESPN lost their way in trying, and I don't think they were doing this maliciously, but I think they thought they were with the mainstream. They thought that they were doing things to get more fans when they were actually
taking away what fans came to them for in the first place, to get away from things like politics and news that didn't have sports related stuff. So hopefully that's where they're making the turn back to concentrate on sports, because for all of us, sports is an escape. You go there to root for your team, your player, whatever it is, to get away from it's entertainment, but it's
Right.
entertainment that shouldn't have a bunch of other crap put on it.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting that that I think sports, especially ESPN and the Disney company, they were always looking for something that necessarily wasn't there. They wanted the shock value. I mean, like Stephen A. Smith, he's a shock. He's a la the shock jock. I was kind of a kid when the shock jock era of radio came along with Howard Stern and
Jim Rome
and some other individuals in radio. So they wanted the shocking story, the clicks, the viewership, because of when you get to a certain level, the pressure of making money supersedes any moral compass, depending on the individual who's leading the company. So,
speaking of shock, I think we need to talk about someone who said some stuff on a podcast.
That would have been a lot better segue if they were named the Shock. But Sophie Cunningham, she's giving everybody a fever because she is hot, she is gorgeous, and she ain't afraid to say what's on her mind. She said, y'all need to shut the F up, rest of the league. She was talking a lot of stuff. What'd you think?
She didn't just say shut the hell up. She called them, okay, kids, hide your ears. She called them dumb fucks. Because she said, that people are saying Caitlin Clark is not the face of the league. And she said, are you just stupid? Because she is the face of the league.
She is 100% the face of the league.
Yes. And looking at what's crazy is because I was actually looking at MVP possibles WNBA. Even though Caitlin Clark has missed 14 games, technically 15 games, she is still in the running for MVP of the league. And so it is. Sophie's 100% right. And the thing I like about Sophie, not just because she's a pretty lady, it's because she speaks her mind and she plays tough. I watched the game the other night where she took an elbow to the mouth, was bleeding at the mouth, got back out there, shook it off, and she's tough too. So she's 100% right. And this is what brings fans like me, and you know me, I didn't like the WNBA, had no clue about it, really. I knew it existed, I knew it lost money, but the fact that there's been this type of player and this toughness in it, I'm now watching the Indiana Fever's game. I know they play tomorrow night, and I'm going to watch them. So it's because it's a fun game to watch now because there's certain people I can root for.
Yeah, they reeled in some individuals like yourself. I'm not going to knock you or anyone like you. They didn't reel me in. I still have no desire. Especially, I don't want to go to the game. I might get hit with a green sexual pleasure device in the back of my head.
That was, I don't know who threw. If you guys don't know, kids, cover your ears. The Grinch dildo was thrown onto the court at a WNBA game, and unfortunately, some poor security guard lady had to come out there
Well,
and grab this
the
thing.
whole the best part of it is like they zoomed in on the object on the podcast and then realized, oh crap, that's a dildo. We should probably not be airing that on live television. That is hysterical.
The announcers, you have to go back and listen to it when they're like, okay, someone just threw something on the ground.
I can't imagine being the announcer when that happens. It's just one of those things that
Here's who had this thought and this conversation to bring the dildo. I'm gonna bring the dildo to the WNBA game, man. Watch this shit.
It had to be some like frat dude. Like they went out to some store locally and bought it just for this purpose. There's no one throwing
give me a Shrek colored. It was Shrek's. They threw Shrek's beans out on the
court. Instead of Sharknado, it's Dilnado. Oh man. Yeah. Be wary if you go to a WNBA game, you might get hit with a sexual pleasure device on the back of your head.
So I want to hear the after story. Did they arrest the guy and he's being booked and the guy's filling out paperwork? He's said subject was through a green sexual device
like,
onto the court.
I swear, baby, it's not mine. The sweetest penis.
It's Dunkus. It's Dunkus. Didn't throw it. Don't get through it.
Oh man. Yeah.
I hope that doesn't become a thing. You know, in hockey, there's certain rinks where they throw things out on the court. It's going to become a thing when someone scores like a double-double. Oh, wait, no, that's kind of scary. You got to pay extra for that. So you don't want to.
Careful there.
That's a little dodgeball.
It's not.
You got to pay double for that.
Back to your girl, Sophie Cunningham. She's right on all fronts. She gets it. She has common sense. And I think she understands where a star like Caitlin Clark can take the league. I think the problem is ultimately the league is resistant, and I don't know why. I have my theories. None of them can be proven, and I think a lot of people have similar theories that can't be proven because a lot of WNBA players will never admit it. But I think an element is racial. I think an element is sexual orientation. I think an element is, the position she played. There's a lot of things that go into it that just make the WNBA on a mass scale not want to embrace it because it's not quote unquote one of their own. And Caitlin Clark didn't do anything to disrespect those who became before her, or anything of that nature. She came in. I thought she's always respected the game on the court. I did think last offseason she kind of sold out a little bit, but that's kind of a personal opinion on it. But on the court, I don't understand it.
Speaking of Caitlin Clark, and if you get a chance to watch this, there's videos of her playing in high school. And I saw one today about Caitlin Clark has been putting up with crap being such a good female basketball player since she was in high school. And they showed her at her high school game and they were playing at the visitors court. And of course, the students are in the section, this being a high school basketball coach, saying all sorts of bad stuff. But by the time they got to the third quarter, she had shut them up. The students who were standing up or sitting down and literally looked like they're in tears because she was just tearing the other team
Well,
to pieces.
Kalen Clark is what you would say in today's terms built different. You know, yes, as a former high school basketball coach now, high school kids can be ruthless. They don't know there's a line that shouldn't be crossed. They'll research. They'll get into your personal life. They'll start chanting some really messed up stuff. And I've seen some rough stuff. But as soon as when the league figures it out, you know, they may not figure it out next year because they may be just sitting at home trying to say they should get this and that, and like honestly, that's going to end up destroying the league. Oh, one thing, because that was kind of our last segment per se. I thought an interesting take was I messaged the Philly guys. Did you see the confrontation between Bryce Harper and Rob Manfred, the Major League Baseball commissioner? Like,
No, I did not.
They got face to face and were cussing at each other. Like,
wow.
So one of the things Rob Manfred was talking about was a salary cap in baseball, and Bryce Harper said, "You can get the fuck out of here if you want to talk about that stuff." And I thought it was an interesting discussion of baseball is the only North American sport without a salary cap. Should it have a salary cap? Is a question I want you to not answer right now. Let's ponder that. Save that for maybe next week. And should it be a salary cap or a salary floor for some of these teams who don't spend any money per se? So we'll answer that next week. I lied. We had 2 more segments. I picked this. If you can read it, these are random facts about each NFL franchise. And I wanted you to see if any of them just kind of struck you out of the ordinary. I thought New York Giants invented the spike celebration was an interesting fact that they had. You know, things of that nature. I'll take off the ticker so you can see the bottom one. But any of these like kind of make you go, huh, that's interesting.
Well, the Jets, that's so depressing. Longest active playoff drought.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, we knew about Minnesota. That could be them, or that could be the Buffalo Bills. Let's see, former owner created. Yeah, I knew about former owner of Philadelphia created the draft.
I thought
a lot of people don't know
Rams
the Browns. A lot of people don't know the Browns were named after actually Paul Brown.
Yeah, it's one of the most arrogant things I've ever seen. He actually didn't he found the Bengals as well, something like that. There's a crazy story in there with the Bengals. Like he got ran out of the Browns and then went and created the Cincinnati Bengals. I thought it was interesting that the Rams are the only team they won championships in 3 different cities.
Yeah.
So L.A., St. Louis, and I don't know the third. What's the third?
The Rams, that's a good question. The Rams were the Rams before. I'll find out.
And Atlanta, the oldest U.S. pro team to never win a championship. That's depressing. So, yeah.
So who was?
Atlanta is the oldest U.S. pro team to win 0 championships.
Interesting. Did you know which city would you think that you know about St. Louis and Los Angeles? Which city would you guess that the Rams were in before?
I don't know. Minneapolis.
Oh, They started out
Baltimore.
as the Cleveland Rams from 1936 to 1945.
Hmm.
So
Sports
yeah,
trivia.
that's learn that. I did not know that.
Put this one up here. This is the latest, or almost the latest, list of the top 100, 670 through 61. Any interesting takes here? I thought the Bo Nix ranking was interesting. Coming off his rookie year, ranked 64th in the league. And I also like Luvu at 70. He was definitely a difference maker last year for Washington.
Yeah, no, I just looking at this list. There's two that. Well, I'm not going to say that Jalen Ramsey shouldn't be that far because he's a lot older, but I think Jordan Love should be a lot higher than what he is on this list.
I think he should be lower.
I mean, lower. Yeah, he should be in the 40s or 30s.
Oh,
not,
okay.
not
I'm sorry.
as far back.
We're
That's
flip
what I meant.
Yeah, I think he should be lower. I think he should be like in the 80s or 90s. I think he took a huge step back last year. I do think the rookie wide receiver Malik Neighbors was interesting at 67. I know he was about the only positive thing New York had going last year, but I didn't think he was a world beater. He's a number one wide receiver, but I don't know if he's better than some of the receivers we've already seen on the list.
Yeah. I don't. That's really the only one. I mean, Bo Nix, he obviously earned his keep. Now, there's something I was wondering if you want to bring up. I'm gonna have to show this clip. I'll share where I get this clip. Speaking of, any other thoughts on this before I bring up this clip?
Yeah, I thought Jordan Mulatto was a little low as well. I thought he should probably be in the 50s somewhere, maybe high 40s. That Eagles offensive line was absolutely dominant last year. So that's where I would go with that. But all right, well, let's remove this. And what you got?
I thought you'd be talking about this a little bit because you gave me crap on X about it, but I want to give credit where credit's due. Josh Allen, this clip is from Channel 8 News, WROC. Give them credit out of, I think they're out of Buffalo or New Jersey. But Josh Allen, he is leaving. He finishes up signing autographs and he sees a little girl crying. Obviously, this girl is a girl with special needs, but he turns around and comes back and then continues to sign another 30-something autographs, even though his handler was telling him, you need to go to the field. He sees a little girl crying and comes back to her. So I just want to give him props for being a good guy.
Hold on. Don't take it off the screen yet. What you're not seeing there is the part that I actually sent to you that I wanted you to see was actually he goes back.
I have it. Give me a second.
Oh, you do have it? All right.
Yeah, give me just a second. I'll show it to you. I know which one you're talking about. If I can get this thing to roll.
So once he gets it up on the screen area, we're obviously both vets. We're both Navy vets, kind of a family business. And Josh Allen, he goes back if he gets it on the screen one of these days.
Yeah, I got it.
He goes back, and not only does he go back to shake the vet's hand, he also, you can see right here, he takes his hat off to shake their hand and thank them. And, before he signs everything for them. And I can tell you, I did 5 color guards for the Dallas Cowboys while I was in the service. There was a lot of them that just ignored us in uniform, especially at the new stadium. A lot of pro athletes, they just you know, and they're getting ready for a game. Obviously, this is practice. You know, we were there before normally pretty good games as well, but you know, they just like I give you an example. Ultimately, like when the first game we did, and you were there for all 5 of these as well as one of the guests. Like the first game, we just walked right up to Tony Romo and Matt McBriar. They were just kind of hanging out by the bench and
It
got
was
their autograph.
McBriar. You have to tell the story with McBriar. So we thought he was Romo.
No, I didn't think he was Romo. I knew he wasn't Romo. It was either you or Uncle Frank. I forgot. Someone mistaken him for Tony. But it damn sure wasn't me. But yeah, but once he became the starter, like you couldn't get near him, and he didn't pay attention to anybody. I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but his kind of his outlook changed a little bit, I guess you would say, when you're dating Jessica Simpson and Carrie Underwood. You ain't, you know, I guess your priorities are somewhere else. But
You know, I will say before we get ready to sign off, one of the coolest people we ever met, and unfortunately he's dealing with a lot of health problems now, is Bill Bates. He was one of the coolest people we ever met at the game. I mean, we were coming in the tunnel and you were like, "Do you know who that is?" And I'm like, "Who?" And you're like, "That's Bill Bates." And then he came over, took pictures, shook our hand. And then as we were on the sideline, I'm standing there and he comes behind me and I feel an arm on my shoulder and I look over and it's Bill Bates. And he said, "This is pretty cool, ain't it?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is." But he was just, Bill Bates was, it was like he played. He was all out and he was just a good person. And unfortunately, his health took a bad turn. And so, but he was one of the greats in my mind. And I wish they had a place in the Hall of Fame for him.
well, I don't know about the Hall of Fame, but the Cowboys Ring of Honor, I would say he probably would be some, you know, worthy of that. You know, Bill Bates he was just he was a guy's guy. He was just a, you know, consummate pro. You know, and I'll say, man, just I said this at the time, but you know, Dan Devins, who I believe has left the Dallas Cowboys now. Actually, I think he may have passed away when I was looking him up. He was our point of contact to do all that stuff. So was their on field game coordinator guy. So, but yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Got to do a lot of good stuff. I wasn't knocking Tony Romo. Just there's some players you can't get near. You know, when we took Dallas when he was younger, so my little brother, so we could fish him out there and cast him out there and reel in the athletes because, you know, no one really wanted to stop for us. So it is what it is. You know, some did, some didn't. So,
yep. And shout out to Randy White, who was one of my heroes growing up. And he talked to Dallas, found out Dallas's name, took a picture with him, signed his stuff, Hall of Famer, and invited us to go have barbecue at his place. But Randy White was one of those guys too.
And you didn't get the information to go to the barbecue?
I didn't get a chance. Go to the Mansters. That was his nickname, the Manster.
You know, that would have been a really good contact to get me into the sports world.
That was many years ago, man. You're still in
we could have been eating barbecue with Randy White for like 12 years now.
And well, I used to work for Charlie Waters at his restaurant. So there you go.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to call it a night. It's been an adventure, and we'll see how things unfold this next week. As you can see on the left or right side of your screen, you never know what the screen is looking like. Those are all the shows. I put all our shows on the network. Bearded Bros, Sorry in Advance, obviously us, Recognized Game, Crew Talk, Mack truck. It was on right before us. Pints and Parlay, who I think debut next week. They had something come up on Monday. And then
shout out to the Mack truck. She was she does that by herself, I guess, and she was really getting after it when I was watching her. She's got some good takes, so tune into some of these other shows also. But we are still looking for sponsors, people. Get your ad on here, and we'll help you make it.
Well,
But we could use some sponsors. You're gonna talk about your whiskey.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that before we sign up. The sponsors were actually you see it if you're watching 8 shows. That's a lot of different hosts. You can count them up. About 16, 17, 18 people there. We all have followers. We all have multiple social media platforms going
all across the country too.
Yes, different markets, different fan bases. So definitely an opportunity for to get in with Tire Sports Network. Wow, it's cheap.
So let me just put it like an old PBS commercial. Help feed a hungry vet and become a sponsor. All it takes is $25 a month to feed a hungry vet. And we would love to have you, or get a hungry vet, a thirsty vet,
it's 25
what they would like to drink.
It's not 25 a month, by the way, but whiskey of the week.
If they just want to send me 25, that's fine.
Yeah. So whiskey of the week, as you can see, I've been slow sipping this one, but this stuff is dangerous. All right, if you drink this, expect to do weird things that you don't want to talk about the next day. If you don't,
you might take a threat object to an NWNBA game.
1792.
Oh hell no! Oh hell no!
Yes, 125 proof. I can confirm this makes you struggle the next day. All right. So this
isn't this the one you slept in a yard after drinking?
Let's not tell the people that when we're trying to get sponsors that we
fell asleep in the yard.
1792 is the whiskey of the week, and I can't say the things that have happened while drinking that on the air. Let's just say I've had this bottle for probably 10 years, and there's a reason why I haven't finished it. So it is good stuff, though. It's got a little bit of a kick, but overall pretty smooth on the rocks. I prefer a mix.
A little bit of a kick, like a donkey kicking you upside the head kick. That's what it's got.
It's a 1792 whiskey of the week. Folks, if you're not following us, go and follow us. I took the banner down so you can see the picture, but on TikTok, on X, on YouTube, on Facebook, you can find us anywhere, everywhere. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, under Tire Sports Network. The stuff gets put on there normally the day or two after, and we're trying to grow, or we're trying to expand this, and we're actually, I was about to say something not nice about someone, but I'm not going to.
Feed a hungry vet, please sponsor us.
Help an unemployed and vet out. Shit. So, anyways, we appreciate y'all watching. If you catch us on the shorts or the TikTok videos that aren't the full episode, we appreciate y'all too as well. And that's all I got, man. That's all I got.
All right. Well, have a good night to everyone. Thank you for joining us, and go Cowboys, go Astros.
Go Rangers. Peace. We're out of here.
Out.